Hi everybody and welcome to my review of Iggy Azalea's Wicked Lips EP that just came out this week. I guess this is sort of like a Headspace episode since I'm doing something that's new and exciting. So this came out, I am your lady friend Bonnie. Welcome to the show. I'm just like jumping right on into it. It's been a while since I've like actually recorded something all by my lonesome. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to be doing this. I promised, I was like, I'll just keep doing all of the Iggy albums or EPs that come out because that's how much I like listening to her. So for the most part, at least. I really do like a lot of her stuff. So yeah, like I said, this is Iggy Azalea's newest EP, Wicked Lips, which came out December 2nd, 2019. So I've actually been like waiting for this. I've been like watching and waiting, and then like it came and went, and I was like, what? It's out already? Because I think this was supposed to be released like November 2nd, and I was like watching for it, and then it kept being like postponed, and then I saw like November 8th, and then like 12th, and it just kept being like pushed, and then here we are. It came out December 2nd, like I said. So and I'd already like watched one of the music videos, and we'll get into all of that, but the title is Wicked Lips, and based off of, I guess I'll give the conclusion now, but, it has to do with, being sexy and everything, which is why I kind of made my lips a little wicked, while at the same time being powerful and not being afraid to speak your mind. I think a little bit, it's sort of like that. It's kind of, especially for a woman, I think that's kind of what she's saying. So I kind of like that. I guess you wouldn't necessarily get that if you didn't listen to the EP, but that's my takeaway from it. And it looks sort of like Snow White or something like that. Like, because she's kind of like has like an apple, like she's kind of like offering, like the poison apple. She's in like that like Cinderella blue, I kind of want to call it. This lovely dress that she's in, and she's in front of like some like I don't know what year that is, 50s, 70s, it's something like that. Wallpaper design, or like, maybe Victorian era is probably like super old. But anyways, so it kind of looks cool. It's interesting. It's like she's kind of like offering you like this, and also like the temptation thing. Like, it's not just like the poison apple. It's like she's sort of like Eve, I guess, sort of like with the apple or the pomegranate or however you want to see it. So yeah, like that's kind of it. She's sort of like the temptress a little bit too at the same time. So I think that's kind of Iggy's role. So I think it speaks well for what it is. So let's check out the whole album. So that's that. So the first song is called Lola, featuring Alice Chatter. All right, so, this one was the first one to be released. It was sort of a single, and also like there was a music video that went along to it with Alice Chatter. I hope I'm saying that properly. It's not, I don't know how else I would say that, but that's how I'm saying it. And apparently they, Iggy and Alice became interested in each other's, through like them like praising each other on like Twitter, and so like they kind of decided that they wanted to work together because they liked each other's like style, and so I think that's kind of cool, and I think that's sort of like how artists should work, like, just work together. If you like each other's kind of stuff, like why not try working with somebody else, or like making a painting with somebody, or doing whatever, making music, whatever. So I think that's kind of cool. And this one has like a super fun beat, and like after watching the music video, which is like sort of like they're in sort of like a insane asylum situation, and like they're just kind of being goofy and crazy, and they just can't be tamed basically, and it's just sort of like that sort of vibe. So I liked it, and it right away reminded me of Cardi B's I Like It song that came out, because it's sort of got that like Spanish like vibe. It's got something to it, like, so I thought that was kind of interesting, and like because of that it has like a nice beat, and I don't know if she was like drew not influence I guess, or something from from Cardi B, or if she just did this and it's like her own thing. But that's kind of what it reminded me of. I liked it when Iggy comes in. I really like the way that she flows, like in her usual like I don't give a fuck kind of like badass attitude. I like that. And the song is basically about how girls can just be crazy, but guys still want them. And I think that's kind of what it is. That's my interpretation. And even like girls are jealous of them. And I guess it's true. Like girls get jealous of girls all the time. So, and you know, call them like crazy bitches or whatever. But like, they're just jealous of them. So I guess that's kind of it. So they're sort of playing that bad guy, that kind of playing that crazy part, just because like that's what they drive everybody crazy, I think. I liked the I liked the line, look, I'm loca, la vida loca, no controla, I'm colder than Nova Scotia, Minnesota. So I like the you know, the first line because it just reminded me of like Ricky Martin and how like huge La Vida Loca was. And I thought that was like kind of like a cute play on words, and she obviously needed something to rhyme with Minnesota. I'm colder than Nova Scotia, Minnesota. So I don't know if Nova Scotia is known to be cold, but it's in Canada, so people associate Canada with cold. So I guess so. And Minnesota was where like Fargo was is, it's where Fargo is, and it's where the movie, and I think there's the TV show now. I haven't watched it yet, but both of those places are visibly cold, based off of those TV shows, movie, whatever. And I like that, you know, Nova Scotia kind of gets like some representation in Canada or whatever, because I think the only song that I can think of that mentions Nova Scotia is You're So Vain by Carly Simon. So I thought that was like something like maybe she took that from. So I kind of like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Iggy, you know, was influenced by that or if it just rhymed, but I like it. And then I thought there was something funny that I took off of Genius, and it was, why is the song called Lola? When asked the same question by a fan on Twitter, Iggy responded with, because the only other person I know who acts as erratic and moody as I do is my 3-month-old niece Lola. So I thought that was really cute, that she basically like she didn't base the song off of Lola, but she, you know, just like the crazy little girl, and I guess like this little baby is like crazy and wild and whatever. But I mean, she's 3 months old, so I guess she can't be that wild. But you know how babies are, I guess. So I thought that was kind of cute, the way that she did that, and it sort of honors her, you know, her niece, and I like that. I think that's sweet. So yeah, so Iggy does some like crazy things, but you know, at least she lets everybody know by writing a song about it that she's kind of crazy and whatever. And also I like how she's kind of talking about how like women in general kind of get called crazy, and it's been, you know, for eons and eons we've been called crazy, but you know, women just have different moods, and you know, mood swings, and things change quick sometimes, and so sometimes people can't handle it, I guess. And I like the use of the guitar in this one. It kind of had like Santana vibes, like that, like sort of like guitar sound or style or whatever. So this is obviously like the hit, I think, off of the EP, since it was a single. It's fun, but there's not really like a strong message to it, but it's enjoyable to listen to. I like this one. I give this one a 4.6 on 5. So let's check out Not Important. So this one's a relatively short song. It's only 2 minutes 28 seconds. So I just want to get into like verse 1 right away. We are not the same. Joke's on you, Damon Wayans. Pussy so sweet, candy cane, 40-inch mane, nails looking like purple rain. So I thought that there's like a lot of things in this that was like interesting. I like the Joke's on you, Damon Wayans. I thought that, you know, because he's funny, he's a comedian. So I thought that was kind of like an interesting, you know, plunk in of a name. Pussy So Sweet, Candy Cane. I like that because, this was released right before, the holiday season, and, people are eating lots of candy canes. And, I think that was like, it kind of has like that feeling a little bit. So it's like the kind of a little bit holiday-y. So I think that that's kind of cute. That, plus, I mean, she probably wrote this. I don't know if she wrote this like in November or something, but probably not actually. But anyways, I like that. Anyways, and the beat is like slower and more kind of like driving around kind of music. And this is about people just pretending to have things and whatever, but in reality, they're broke. They spend their money on flashy things, but kind of sleep on the floor is kind of what she talks about. She kind of makes reference to that. And everything they do is to seem important, but they're not. And she makes that clear. And she doesn't want to hang out with people like that are fake rich, and have like fake merchandise and like fake things that just to like look, rich and like you have things, but it's all fake and it's, nothing. And she doesn't have time for these kind of people, like these fakers. And then she talks about how people talk shit about her, and she talks about like on Twitter, I think is what she's implying, because she says that they're like people are chirping about her. So I assume that that's Twitter tweeting. But she's really not concerned about these kind of like lowly people, because like she's rich and they're not, and she has like the real legit goods and expensive things because she can afford it, and like nobody's business. And other people don't, and they're just jealous of her because she's climbing on up and she's successful, and she's obviously going to have haters. So that's kind of what it is. So this one for me was a 4 on 5. Like, it's okay. It's like not her best, but I get that she's like responding to, like people on Twitter and basically calling like their bluff and saying like, whatever, like I'm not listening to you. I'm just going to go spend more money because I'm like rich enough to do that. And I guess, and she has like that kind of like confidence and like attitude towards, like that she gives off. So I guess like this is her like, kind of proving that she can like step up to like, when people are like hating on her, she can be like, whatever, like in their face kind of, I'll just make a song about you guys because you suck. So that's kind of it. So let's check out the third song on this album called The Girls featuring Pabllo Vittar. Okay, so this one is about girls fighting, everyone these days and having to like defend themselves against everybody, and like with good reason. Basically just because, still we continue to still fight for like women's rights, and we deserve better always. We can always do better, but that's kind of like applicable to men as well. I feel like we can all do better every day. But I think that that's kind of also what she's saying, is that like we deserve better, like, and we're going to keep on fighting, and like we don't care if we come off as a bitch, because, we're going to be tough and we're going to get there, and we're going to fight along with guys just the same. So this one's kind of interesting, and she mentioned that she can basically be like, a basic, easy kind of a girl, or she can be like a badass, like, she can be like everything. She can be, I'm a bitch, I'm a woman. She can be like that, and she'll just be like all different types of things, because she can, and all women have all of that within us. So people are envious of her. And that's kind of what it is. And this one has a really nice beat. I wanted to kind of touch on the second verse when she says, if I speak my mind, I lose money. If I cross your line, you take from me. So I say I'm fine when it's ugly. So like I get this, that she's trying to like please people, and she's trying to not shake things up and not, kind of do that sort of thing, and not ruffle any feathers or, say something that she shouldn't. So she just kind of bites her tongue. And also, she's on the top, and she's in the public eye, so she doesn't want any of that to like affect that. But sometimes, I think she feels maybe pressured to say or lie or whatever, say certain things because, they'll make her money, like sponsorships and things like that. Like maybe you don't want to be like, oh, I really love this new thing, blah, 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 like buy it now, like link in description or whatever, so like, I don't think people want to have to like plug these kinds of things, but like you do it because it makes you money. So I think that that's kind of like what she's saying is like, maybe you don't want to like say all these things, but it makes you money. So you got to do what you got to do. So I think that that's kind of interesting. And like the words of others have like screwed her over as well. I think she talks about and she's basically learning what it's like because everybody's working for someone. Everybody wants something out of her and wants her to like say something or not say something that'll benefit them. So everybody wants something from like those who have, you know, more influence, I guess. And you must not want to hear my opinion, twist my words when I say how I'm feeling, hide my tears under your glass ceiling. So I like this, again, because she's addressing issues that, you know, women encounter, especially when they're, you know, trying to be successful and trying to like climb to the top. And like when you know, and be at the same level as, you know, any man that's doing the same thing that you're doing, but, you know, there's the kind of like that glass ceiling that women encounter, you know, kind of talking about where it doesn't look like it's there, but it's there. There's something that's stopping them from like getting further up, getting further ahead. So that's I mean, if you study anything from like the history of feminism, like you'll learn all about that. So, you know, it's just sort of that issue that's constantly there. So it's not easy for women. And so I think that this is like, in a way, kind of like a feminist anthem. So, and I appreciate that, you know, that she is like still, you know, she comes across as badass and like maybe like cold or whatever, but she's working hard and she does it on her own and she does it on her own terms. And, you know, I appreciate it. So women are basically just like fighting to get to the top. And speak your mind and don't apologize for having an opinion because, you know, your voice is just as important as anybody else's and your opinion counts. And I also wanted to mention that like there's the background vocals that are done by Noah Cyrus, Miley Cyrus's little sister, which I thought was cool. And I think maybe because I'm pretty sure Iggy's house is in Atlanta. And I'm pretty sure that the Cyruses live somewhere in the American South. So maybe like that's why they were like convenient to work with each other, I guess. So I gave this one a 4.25. I don't think it has like the best beat, but I definitely like the message that's kind of behind it. And I think that that's kind of something that people probably don't expect from her or think that she'll, you know, she has something important to say. So I think that that proves that she does. So let's check out the last song on this EP, Personal Problem. Okay, so this one is another relatively short song. It's 2 minutes 46 seconds. And basically it's about her like she doesn't care if she comes off as like the bad guy or like the bitch or like whatever else, because she still accomplishes her goals. At the end of the day, nothing else matters. She's focused on what she needs to do, and that's it. She doesn't care if people like her or not, because she's going to get there and she's going to be successful. And people obviously have personal issues with her, but she doesn't care, and she's going to keep on grinding, and she's going to keep, you know, getting to the top, even though people are going to talk shit, and, you know, she's going to have haters, you know, but, you know, all of those people are like nobodies, and like they're inconsequential to her, so she doesn't really care about them. And that's pretty much what the song is about. So I give this one a 4 on 5 because, I mean, it's all right to me. Like, it's not like the best one, and it's basically her hating on people that talk shit about her, and how she doesn't really have time for this kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, it's consistent with the theme of these like songs, basically, which are her dealing with people that are talking shit about her, that are trying to use her for their, like, you know, gain and whatever that is. And you know, kind of how she's not gonna like do that kind of, she's not gonna like let that like affect her, I guess. And she's going to keep on climbing to the top, and she's going to break through that glass ceiling, and she's going to, you know, do better than the men. So I think that that's kind of cool. So I gave this whole album overall a 4.21 on 5. So that's an 84%. And like I said, like it's consistent. It has like a good theme to it. And I like some of like the features that are on it. So I thought, you know, that was kind of interesting. And yeah, I mean, Lola is definitely like the one that shines, I guess, on this EP. But the other ones, they all have a purpose. So I like this one. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like this. If you do, I mean, like it, you know where the button is. Subscribe if you want to see more. There's all, you know, if Iggy puts something out, I will be there and I will be here for you. So I definitely want to say a big thank you to our patrons over on Patreon. If you want, you know, to check out more information, there's information down in the box below. You know how it is. So thank you to Jonathan Barnes, Lindell Williams, Chris Prado, DJ Black Hurricane, Ismail Gadamsi, and Coney Sparks. So thank you guys so much for supporting us. Yeah, we love that. Thank you. So I got yeah. So that's pretty much it. So I have a great night or great day or whatever it is whenever you're watching this. And peace out, guys. Bye.